Is your engine surging wildly at idle, or maybe spewing black smoke out the tailpipe like an old chimney, and you have noticed that the fuel economy has absolutely tanked recently? If your dashboard is showing a check engine light with the code P0106, you are dealing with a Manifold Absolute Pressure or MAP sensor range and performance problem. And this is something you want to fix before you ruin your catalytic converter. Let's break down exactly what this means without getting too bogged down in engineering jargon. Basically, your car's computer, the PCM, uses this MAP sensor to figure out how hard the engine is working by measuring the pressure inside your intake manifold. Think of it as the engine's way of taking a deep breath. When you step on the gas, the pressure changes, and the sensor sends a voltage signal back to the computer, usually between 1 volt at idle and about 4.5 volts when you floor it. The code P0106 pops up when the computer gets a signal from this sensor that just does not make sense physically. Like if the pressure changes instantly but you did not touch the throttle, or if the engine speed did not change. It is like the sensor is lying to the computer. Now, before you rush out and buy a new sensor, you need to do some detective work because this code can often be a wiring issue or a vacuum leak. First, grab your scan tool and look at the MAP sensor value with the key on but the engine off. It should match the barometric pressure reading pretty closely. If you start the engine, that voltage should drop significantly as the engine creates vacuum. If the numbers are stuck, pop the hood. Check the vacuum hose going to the sensor. If it is cracked or clogged, that is your problem right there. You can also use a handheld vacuum pump to pull about 20 inches of vacuum on the sensor itself to see if the voltage responds. If the sensor is fine mechanically, grab your digital multimeter. You need to verify that the sensor is getting a solid 5-volt reference signal and has a good ground. If you are missing that 5 volts, the problem is back towards the computer or a broken wire. But if you have power and ground and the sensor still won't read correctly with vacuum applied, then yes, it is likely a bad MAP sensor. Just remember, a corroded connector or a loose ground wire can mimic a bad sensor, so clean those terminals before spending money on parts.